An employee of the Atlanta Police Department was laid off after her daughter made a handful of viral videos challenging the murder charge the Atlanta Police Department pressed against the manager of Ludacris, Chaka Zulu. Rhonda Frost, Assistant Deputy Director of Public Affairs for the Atlanta Police Department, was laid off after her daughter made a handful of viral videos challenging the murder charge, challenging the narrative from the Atlanta Police Department and how they pressed these charges against Chaka Zulu. Ms. Frost was hired by the Atlanta Police Department in 2019, and according to her, loved working for the department. I'm going to go to this video first and give you the significant background. Here it is.
I'm trying to figure out how all of these law enforcement officers and DAs and everybody that's supposed to know the law watched a video of a 52-year-old man being jumped by 4 men in a stand your ground state and charged him with murder.
We don't need to ask who the first aggressor is. That doesn't apply when somebody's coming onto your property or your place of business or your home. What we need to ask is, 1, was Chaka at his place of business? 2, did Chaka reasonably believe that they were going to use deadly force or force against him? Unequivocally, the answer to both of those questions is yes. And for the life of me, I still cannot figure out how APD charged Chaka Zulu with murder. This shot right here is seconds before he grabbed Trayvon. If you look at this, just look at this with a basic common sense eye. If you are standing there and you have someone in front of you that has their hand on their waistband who you've already told, don't pull that, and then you turn around and you look and you see 4 big grown men coming towards you. Are you telling me that you're not going to be thinking that your life is in danger? Are you telling me that you're not thinking that something is getting ready to happen?
A young lady, in addition to being an outspoken activist, advocate, broadcaster, she's a 3L law student. Her mother at the time was employed by the Atlanta Police Department. Naturally, freedom of speech is attached to all commentary. Good, bad, indifferent, right, wrong, opinion, whatever it may be. You have the constitutional right to say it, okay? According to this young lady, her mother was fired because of her protected freedom of speech. Here it is.
So I'm looking at this Atlanta City report from the HR department on why you guys decided, 1, to investigate my mom for a video that I made, and 2, to go on ahead and fire my mom for a video that I made. Retaliation is against the law, believe it or not. So while you guys are going through all of these procedures, violating all kind of SOPs to find out which one she violated, you broke all kind of laws in the process and continue to do so with a straight face.
I have the full story. That is the young Shanae Hall. Her mother put her up. You're looking at the mother, Rhonda Frost. Ms. Frost was hired by the Atlanta Police Department in 2019. Loved working for the department, according to everyone. In 2022, her daughter, Ms. Hall, an activist, a law student, publicly challenged the murder charges against Chaka Zulu, okay? She wasn't the only one. A lot of individuals did, including members of the elected class of Atlanta. She did so by making social media videos, analyzing the footage of the scene, breaking it down as a legal scholar, okay? She broke it down, posed the questions that typically would be posed during a legal investigation, especially that of a criminal nature, right? All this is within the context. Let's put up Chaka Zulu. We covered this when it happened. We remember when it went down. The manager of Ludacris on June of 2022, Chaka Zulu was involved in an incident outside of the APT4B restaurant in Atlanta, where he was attacked by 4 individuals, according to the video. Once he was able to get to his feet, he shot one of them, and they died. During the incident, Zulu himself was shot also. We have photos all over the internet of him recovering. He was in intensive care for months. Before then, after the incident and intensive care, he was charged with murder. He was charged with aggravated assault. He was charged with simple battery. He was charged with possession of a firearm. Ms. Hall has been advocating for justice since 2022. So shortly after these videos went online, Ms. Frost, the mother, claims the attitude towards her at work completely changed. She began to be left out of important meetings, receiving passive-aggressive comments from coworkers. She even brought forward these concerns to the assistant chief, who assured her he'd create a meeting to address these concerns with superiors, stating, quote, "I come seeking solutions. I believe this issue is fixable with honest and grown-up conversation, but I'm not sure we will get there without intervention. Right now, I am confused and feel uncovered as I report to work. I do not wish this on anyone." A few weeks later, she was immediately placed on work home status and was given a notice in writing to explain why the action was taken. Upon returning to the office to retrieve some of her items, she also discovered her key card no longer worked. It was no longer functional, and she was locked out of the office. We have the evidence there. A week later, she was notified via email from the chief of staff stating that she was being put on, quote, paid administrative leave due to a complaint from an unnamed employee. We have the information here. For 8 months after being put on leave, Frost emailed asking for updates, documents, or a chance to respond to the complaint and received no assistance. We have her paperwork there and confirmed. On July 10th, according to Ms. Frost, the HR director of the Atlanta Police Department arrived at her home to inform her that her position was being eliminated under, quote, reduction in force. Requested her badge and equipment. The letter informed her the Atlanta Police Department has allowed you 60 days upon the date of this notification letter from DHR to find another opportunity of employment within the city or outside the city. This is what Frost told Indisputable. What I learned these past 9 months is that if you work for the Atlanta Police Department, you can be held liable, suffer consequences, be retaliated against, and lose your job if your family member uses their right to freedom of speech to blow the whistle and or publicly criticize APD and their handling of a homicide case. It continues. I can never look at policing, Chief Sherbaum, or any of the people who should have intervened the same. It is clear to me that transparency, truth, justice, and doing the right thing are all just talking points with APD and those connected. It is shameful they allowed this to happen. Now, naturally, Indisputable investigative team, they reached out to APD, reached out to the department. Let's put up the chief of police. I was actually at an event with the guy not too long ago. He did not shake my hand. It did not offend me. The chief has not responded. The office has not responded. Now, disagreements happen, Chief. Disagreements come and go. But one of the basic principles of the operation of this entire nation is our freedom to disagree without penalty from the government. Now you're stepping on a principle rather than an opinion. And when you step on principles, you will start seeing the response. Well, it may not fit your, let's just say, ideological parameters, because principles permeate between all class of individuals, not just those on the left, not just those inside of activist communities, but it adversely impacts every single human being alive in this nation. According to some that I spoke to off record at APD, yeah, I got a lot of friends at APD myself, good people. They said initially they wanted to find information to connect between the mother sharing information with the daughter that would have been out of bounds. But no information, no evidence of that nature was able to be produced according to the information I received. But that was the angle, that was the attempt. And when that could not be substantiated, then they went down this road. Let go, reduction of force. Reduction of force, y'all just got a bunch of extra money. So y'all didn't need it? Are you all gonna return that money to me? Because I pay Atlanta taxes. So do I get a refund now? Because there's a reduction of force. All right, we will follow up on this story, guarantee you that. Jeff, thoughts here?
Yeah, real quick. I do want to highlight the opportunity for people to use social media and their platform to expose injustices such as these. I don't want consequences that are also unjust to deter people from what they need to do to not only use their First Amendment rights, but also their voice in order to make things right in this world. This sucks. This was awful. It shouldn't be the case. And I'm sure you will update us in the near future. With that being said, no, don't be deterred. When you see stuff like this going on, use your opportunity, your social media, your platform to expose what's going on.
And I'm very happy that the mother never took the personality or the action of or opinion of, well, don't do this. It's going to hurt my job. Right? There's no sentiment of that at all. These are righteous individuals. They are correct in their principled approach. And we want to make sure that we have all of the justice and protocol that they deserve, period.